Every season, clubs promise a fresh look. Some play it safe, some take a risk, and a few accidentally design a shirt that fans want to forget before the season even starts. Today, we're ranking every officially released 26-27 Premier League home kit, from the least convincing design to the one that genuinely feels like a future classic. No club bias, no leaked shirts, just the kits that have actually been unveiled. And trust me, the gap between the bottom two and the top three is much bigger than you'd expect.
Number 8. Sunderland. Starting the list is Sunderland. The red and white stripes are as traditional as it gets, and that's both the strength and the weakness of this shirt. The design is clean, but it doesn't add much that feels new for a club returning to the Premier League spotlight. The black trim helps frame the shirt nicely, and the proportions of the stripes are well balanced, but visually it lacks a standout detail that makes you remember the 26-27 version specifically. For a promoted side, this was a chance to make a bigger statement. Instead, it feels more like a safe reintroduction. Number 7. Burnley. Burnley's home kit keeps the familiar claret body with blue sleeves, but the execution is a noticeable step up from some of their recent releases. The collar construction is cleaner, the sleeve contrast is sharper, and the overall silhouette feels more modern without losing the club's identity. Credit to Burnley here. They resisted the temptation to overload the shirt with patterns. This is a good example of subtle refinement. It won't dominate kit rankings, but it's a solid evolution that should age well over the season. Number 6. Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham's white home shirt is always judged on tiny details because the base is so minimal. This year, Nike introduced a faint textured graphic across the front, and it adds just enough depth to stop the shirt looking flat. The navy accents are restrained, the collar sits well, and the overall look is very wearable. What keeps it from the top half is originality. It feels like a polished version of a template we've seen before, rather than a bold new direction. Still, if you're looking for a clean football shirt that could pass as casual streetwear, this is one of the strongest options on the list.
Number 5. Newcastle United. Newcastle's black and white stripes are almost impossible to ruin, but they're also difficult to improve. Adidas deserves credit for trying. The stripe spacing is more refined than last season, the black panels feel less heavy, and the shirt has a sharper, more athletic profile overall. It immediately looks more premium when placed side by side with the previous edition. This is exactly the kind of update kit designers aim for, recognizable from a distance but clearly identifiable as a new season shirt once you look closer.
Now we get into the really interesting kits. Manchester City introduced a sash-inspired graphic into the home shirt, a feature traditionally associated with away kits. That single design choice gives the jersey a completely different personality. The sky blue base remains dominant, but the diagonal element adds movement and breaks up what could have been another predictable City home shirt. This is one of the few kits on the list that takes a genuine design risk, and even if not every fan loves it, the creativity deserves recognition. In a season full of safe releases, City tried something different. Arsenal's home kit is where tradition and modern detailing meet almost perfectly. The classic red body and white sleeves remain untouched, which is important for a shirt with such a strong identity. The upgrade comes from the subtle tonal pattern woven into the fabric. It adds texture without distracting from the iconic color blocking. Adidas has been especially good at this in recent seasons, using fabric detailing instead of loud graphics. What I like most is that the shirt feels unmistakably Arsenal from the first second, but it still rewards a closer look. That balance is much harder to achieve than it seems. Chelsea's new home kit is the biggest surprise in the ranking. The royal blue base is richer than last season, and the red and white detailing is used with much more control. The subtle graphic pattern across the shirt gives it energy without becoming messy, and the overall composition feels more connected than some of Chelsea's recent home releases. This is the first time in a while that a Chelsea shirt has felt both modern and distinctly Chelsea at the same time. Credit where it's due. This is a significant improvement from the previous season's design language, and it's the kit that grew on me the most while putting this ranking together. And the top spot goes to Liverpool. This shirt proves that simplicity still wins when the details are right. The deep red tone is excellent, the white accents are perfectly balanced, and the collar design gives the jersey a slightly retro feel without turning it into a nostalgia project. What pushes it above Arsenal and Chelsea is how complete it feels. There's no single feature screaming for attention. The color, trim, fabric texture, and proportions all work together, which is usually the sign of a truly strong home kit. It also represents the clearest evolution from Liverpool's previous home shirt, familiar enough to preserve the club identity, but refined enough that you can instantly tell it belongs to a new season. For me, this is the 26-26 home kit that has the best chance of being remembered several years from now.